Welcome to Thessaloniki, everyone. I'm sat on my balcony here, just a few meters away from my mobile recording studio where I've put down most of the takes and tracks for the forthcoming album. I'm really excited to get it out, and we thought we'd take this opportunity just to introduce a few things, explain sort of the background of the story of how this has all come about. I'm really excited to share with you what we've done so far. The first single, Panic, will be coming out in September on the 17th with a vinyl version. 2 color runs coming out on Stay Free Recordings out of California, down in Long Beach, John Halperin. And then the album will come out hopefully before the end of the year or potentially early next year, depending on what happens. Anyway, to begin, we have to sort of rewind back to the end of 2019 when Skinny Lister finished their touring schedule for the year right at the end of Christmas, and COVID was just knocking on the door, and it turned out that we would have the majority of the next year off, as most people did in musical circles, which is great because we all needed a bit of a break, to be fair, after a relentless schedule of touring stretching back a good 10 years. So anyway, lockdown came and it was an opportunity for me to realise a bit of a dream. I've always wanted to write my own stuff, and out of the blue, right at the start of lockdown, a friend of mine called Adam Tarry, my best friend at school, we came through together from 8 years old. We were in our first bands together, all the way through up to university times when we sort of went our separate ways a bit. And yeah, he got in touch out of the blue, sent me a little video of him playing a Long Pigs track, just him on guitar, and he's like, "What are you up to? Send me a video of you playing guitar." So I did, and I sent him a little bit video of me playing one of the tracks we'd written together, or the last track we'd written together many moons ago. I started saying, "Oh, you know what? I really want to start writing some original material." And he was like, "Oh, that sounds like a great plan. I've been toying with a few ideas myself." So he sent me over the verse and chorus, which was the sort of nucleus of Panic, which I took over the course of a couple of weeks. We knocked it back and forth and sculpted out what you hear now as the debut single, Panic. So it went really well. I was really excited to, I had no idea that it would be any more than just one song, really. It was sort of like a little bit of a tester, and loved it so much. We were like, well, let's do a few more songs and see what comes out. And 16 months down the line, we've got a full album, single ready to go, and hopefully, the album will follow soon after. So very excited to get it underway. Really excited to be working with Adam again, who's been my best mate for a very, very long time, apart from a small gap in between school days and now. But it's an honour working with him as a sort of co-writer, and he's been sending me all kinds of ideas like structures and full songs. Together we've been tweaking away. What you hear is the sort of the culmination of that process. So in addition to that, we've had a few other people chiming in. So all the drums have been recorded by Tom Mills, who's a drummer at Skinny Lister, in his little home studio. I really wanted to bring the tracks to life, so I sent them over to Tom and said, "Dude, do you think you can do some live drums for us?" And he did, and it sounds really great. I'm so pleased that he's done drums for every single track on the album, and it just sounds great. And we also got Toby Lovett, one of Ad's old bandmates from his old band Everrise, to chip in and send some bass lines over, which he did, and really great. And he also supplied the sort of nucleus of the idea for one of the tracks at track 2, which is called Crowns, and one of my favourite tracks, in fact. We got to September and I really wanted to get someone to help me with the mixes. It's been a very long time since I mixed a record. Got in touch with a friend of mine called Ed Ripley, who was the engineer with Tristan Iverme, who's the producer of Devil the Heart of the Fight, Skinny Lister's third album. We got on really well in the studio, and I'd heard he was doing some records, and gave him a call, see what he was up to, if he had time to listen to some tracks, and if he could help us bring the sort of home recording up to sort of a releasable level. And he's totally done that. So he's actually been the mixer on the whole album, and you know, three tracks to finish, and it'll be ready to go. So very exciting. And then the person who really needs to be mentioned is Paul Carey, who was Skinny Lister's original manager back in the day, and he got all of the opportunities that Skinny Lister ever had to start with. He got record deals, got some Warped Tour, you know, everything that ever happened for Skinny was through Paul. So I sent him the tracks just when I was wanting some opinions and seeing, you know, what can we do with these songs. I thought they were pretty good, so I sent them over to a few contacts, and he was like, oh my god, I really love it. And within half an hour he'd already sent them to a bunch of people, and we had a record deal for the single, and through John Halperin over in Long Beach, which was a bit of a dream really. So we have a vinyl record that's going to be launching in September. It's absolutely full dream come true for me, and you know, can't wait to see what everyone thinks about it really. So you know, exciting times, and we'll see where we get to, I suppose. So this is just the first video. I'm sure I'll be doing a few more, just explaining things and giving a bit of background on some of the tracks. Maybe I'll play a few bits and pieces and show you how it came about, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So stick with us, subscribe to the page and stuff, and hopefully we'll see you out and about. All right, good night for now.